Hey everybody, this is Nine with the B-Side. Thanks for joining us. We are here with Kiss Me Killer and an exciting new band from Bristol that was one of my favorite points of this festival so far, and one of the new, for me, the shining stars of the festival, truly. And I'm not trying to kiss your ass. I thought your set was really kick-ass. I love the juxtaposition that you look like such a nice, sweet, calm person, and you got up and you were like, fuck you, you fucking cunts. Just like shoving it down the throats, man. It was cool. So give me a little bit of history of the band, how you guys came together.
I'm Nat and I'm the bass player.
I'm Kat and I'm the singer and rhythm guitarist. What am I again?
Was it?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, you were.
That's right.
Last time we looked, you were.
I'm David on lead guitar.
AJ on drums.
And
Through Facebook, actually, which was originally just a posting from a previous singer who just wanted to put a band together. So we all kind of answered the post. So we work really well together now. How long has it been?
Getting on for 3 years, isn't it?
Is it 3 years? So we can actually, David was like the riff meister. He will come to the rehearsal room with some riffs. You'd have maybe got together for an hour or two, some lyrics, and then we will have a song by the end of it. It'll be like, within 20, 30 minutes, we've got another song. So it just
that's phenomenal.
Gels really
Back
well.
in the old days, we would sort of riff them out, wouldn't we, in the rehearsal room. But it took a long time. Me and Kat get sort of 80, 90% in the ballpark, and then we just rehearse it, and it's ready to go. Yeah. So we mainly do the songs now, lyrics and music, and
we live really close together as well.
We are Lennon McCartney.
Yeah, David lives at the top of my road. So like, David, I've got an hour free, just come down and we'll write a song, and that's where the Megabus was, and the one Ego Like Recycle Man, our latest one.
So
we wrote that
from Bristol,
an hour.
So we're from Bristol, which has got a massively good punk scene. Always has done, but it's particularly lively at the moment. And you've got everything from back in the day, old school 1977 punk, through to just weird synthesizers, hair, it's like there's everything in between, So if you like punk, it doesn't even matter what style particularly, you're going to find something that you like.
It's really varied, it's really good, and everyone's really good friends, so everyone helps each other out. Be like, I need a guitar amp, like, okay, someone will show up with a guitar amp, so.
That's quite good, because we're quite often, we used to be the odd man out on the bill, but now there's so much weird stuff going on that we're not always. And I think when we started, we'd play with a lot of hardcore bands. I thought, we're going to sound like Spice Girls. Whereas on other ones, we sound so gnarly, we think, we're going to just empty the room.
We started playing double time just to feel like we needed to be faster. But
I think the music fans in Bristol are very open-minded. They just want to see new stuff, different stuff. That's what it's cool.
Yeah, so that kind of begs the question: what is punk rock, right? What makes you a punk rock band?
It's evolved, I guess, from what it used to be. I mean, I was a punk back in 1977, so I'm showing my age here. So it's changed a lot. I think it's just a lot more inclusive, actually, in a lot of ways.
I was just at WOMAD Festival, and great, now I'm going to be an idiot and forget this guy's name, but he's from Pakistan, and he sings a version of Sifti music that is. He's the last one singing it, and it's been passed down through the generations of his family. It's illegal to sing. He's under threat every day of his life to sing this music and to bring the music out. And it's anti-racism, it's inclusivity, it's women's rights, it's like all this stuff that's fucking dangerous, right? Like somebody will kill you for singing this music. And he and his 4 sons sing it all the time. And he's the last, and it's... for every note that we have, he has 7 in his scale, right? And so it's like this crazy, and I'll promote myself, there's a little segment on my show about it you can watch, but to me that was like one of the most punk rock things I have come across in a long time, right? So punk is like an idea.
I think punk as well has to be quite contrarian. Like mentioned in that guy, I will put Arabic scales in my solos and microtones and put vibrato on chords, so they're floating around the note, not always on it, which is like those microtonal systems. So if everyone's playing 3-chord chug chug chug, I want to do completely different, just to sort of go like 2 fingers. So we're too punk for punk sometimes. That's a bit boastful, but you know what I mean. Whatever's ordinary, we want to do what isn't ordinary as much as possible.
I guess it's just an attitude and not giving 2 flying flips about what other people think, and just going for it and like really what you believe in, and standing up for like things that are just and not caring even if people don't agree, you know, and that you know that you're doing the right thing or speaking out about something. And then also not taking yourself too seriously too, and just, you know, having a laugh and just, I don't know, not being too posery, I suppose.
And our influences are like so mixed. A lot of punk bands and then stuff that isn't punk at all. Like, you know, AJ's much more in the post 2000s, aren't you? There's all more modern stuff. It's really forceful rock.
Yeah, I was like into metal first before I got into punk. So anything that's kind of like hardcore, post-hardcore, like death metal, that was like my roots.
I can tell by the way you
yeah. Yeah, it's like, you can't play that. Yes, I can. But then, yeah, then obviously then finding punk, and then, yeah, there's kind of like branches in between. So, yeah, we've all kind of got like different music tastes, but we just kind of like mash them all together.
I quite like old school stuff, but when I say old school, that might be Subhumans, it might be Crass, but I also like the sort of LA punk like X, like the Nuns from San Francisco, the Weirdos, the Pagans, so it's all quite old school. And I like my guitar to sound quite gnarly, because a lot of bands now play quite like hardcore heavy sound. I like mine to be a bit more MIDI and a bit more rather than chug chug chug. And then you even bring in a bit of more folky, sort of Irishy, Scottish stuff, don't you, occasionally?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, it comes a lot, like my accent kind of makes it a wee
so
bit
we're kind of
different,
anti-genre, really. If we like
Yeah,
it, it
just-
sounds good to the ear, it goes in the set, really.
And
If it
definitely-
works, it works.
Yeah, and a bit of Bristolian, like getting a bit of a twang now. Urka-ee, oh, kiss me killer.
Well, they have in the UK. They have Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is the most useless day in Bristol because that's how everyone talks at the best of times. So that's just normal. That's a normal day.
I wanted to ask you, what's the bass that you're
It's a Rickenbacker. It's like I think it's 73 Rickenbacker. So I like my old vintage gear because it just has a sound quality about it. It's been around the block many times. That bass is the neck's been broken and all sorts of crap, but I love it. So
sounds
it's my bass. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a distinctive tone. There's not other bass that sounds like it. So again, it goes with the whole thing that we've been talking about. It's just that sound that's a little bit different. I mean, I know Lemmy's kind of been pioneering that for years, but it kind of works for us as well.
Yeah, it has sort of like a key bass sound to it, where it's got that really big, rich
It's got a nice
sound with
grunt to
a
it,
little bit
yeah.
of that you can hear the strings going.
Yeah,
You know, when you
yeah,
play it.
very distinctive.
When we had a dedicated singer, of course, now Kat is on guitar and vocals, so there was a little bit more space in the mix of the Rickenbacker, because you were playing different bass before, but now the Rickenbacker's got that more like, chiming, cutting, so it really comes out a lot more, and there's a little bit more space for us to play around with now, so that's a good thing, really. So.
And I'm not a fan of root notes, so I'm more riffy on the bass. I'm more like it's not strictly bass, just like hitting the root notes, but the way David puts his riffs together, it leaves a lot of scope for kind of runs and stuff, which is why I find it interesting to play. You know, I've been in lots of different bands, and this is kind of the most interesting one in terms of for me playing the bass, because it just lends itself to interesting sort of like little riffs on the bass as well.
Right on. What are you guys doing recording wise? What have you done that people can get now, and what's coming out for you?
The old EP's on Spotify and Apple and all the other ones is with the old singer, so the priority now is just to record some of the new material plus any new ones that they come up with and get it out on CD. So many people wanted CDs today, and
I heard a lot of people making that request just when I was buying some t-shirts.
we've done well out of CDs with the old lineup, so just recording them now and getting them done.
Yeah, you can buy one of our songs on a compilation record that I was talking about earlier on. It's called No One's Little Girls, that also features the Menstrualgrams in AJ's other band, and there's about 15 or 20 bands on there, and absolutely brilliant mix. Yeah, absolutely brilliant mix. So yeah, you can get us on that, and that's on
same
vinyl.
label, and it's Anthrax. It's not Anthrax, the thrash band, Anthrax UK. They've got a sort of label that Gary does, and has talked a little bit about doing a 10-inch on vinyl. So yeah, when we can come good on that, I've got some good stuff. Yeah, the next one might be on vinyl too. So.
But we are writing new material, so we will be recording.
The new songs are already sort of favourites, which is a good sign. It's not like
Yeah,
we've done
like
all our
old
best
fans.
stuff 2 years ago. It's still.
Yeah, old
the
fans
new
are like,
stuff.
oh my god, I love the new stuff, and that's like the best thing that you can hear, like rather than like, it's
kind of
not
done
as
everything
good,
we
then you're
can,
like,
really.
trying to reassess whether we should do it. But yeah, all the feedback we have, and also like our friends, like be brutally honest, like tell us if it sucks, because we need to know this now before we go rebellion. Like, and so they're like, no, love it, love the new songs, and so yeah,
It's good to have friends like that. No man, that
like-
blew.
Okay.
You can tell from the
Forget it.
tone of voice,
Call it a
kind of,
day.
oh, that was so great, you know when it's a pat on the back. It's
Then we're coming.
like a mum would do.
Okay.
Different, it was interesting. You know,
That's the word for it, man.
Interesting.
That was really interesting.
Through the lines,
I mean, when our original singer did leave, everyone was like, why doesn't Kat do it? Why doesn't Kat do it? Like, everyone wanted Kat to take her place anyway. And I think, just...
It makes sense.
because we already write together so easily and it's so well, so...
I think we were that kind of band, we were a bit like a boy band in that sense. Everyone had their favourites. Some was a Cat fan, some was a Holly fan, some was an AJ fan. And I was the rubbish one no one talks about.
But then that means that you'll be the one that has the deepest, darkest secrets that come out 30 years later.
He definitely has those, actually.
I still have never been to your house. No, I'm joking.
Don't look in the deep freeze.
So you're in another band as well. How do you manage that? Because one of my other good friends in the darts, actually, Ricky Sticks, she drums for a few different bands. Been doing a lot with the main band, the darts, but other stuff. How's that for managing time?
I have a really strict schedule. I keep a paper diary, which everyone laughs at. Like, oh, you're on paper. Why don't you put it on your phone? Like, I'm actually in like 3 bands, like because I also dep in Nat's other band. So do like Kiss Me Killer, Menstrual Cramps, and then Cynic Tones. And I work full time, and then I also do like freelance stuff. So everything is color coded. I'm like very strict. I have no free time. Like if I sit down for an hour, I'm like, well, this is ridiculous. I have to go find something to do.
We call it the Diary of Doom.
Yeah, it's like,
Check the diary
we've got a
of Doom.
gig, let me check my diary, and like, just trying to juggle everything. And also, sometimes, I guess you could say, luckily, we might be on the same lineup on the same day, like today, so then I can just do both. Or like last weekend, I played in all 3 bands, like one after the other, so that was silly of me. But I guess there is a massive demand for drummers, especially in Bristol. I get messages probably like monthly or something, or even playing with a support band, and then they'll be like, I want to start a new band, can I beg you as a drummer? I'm like, no, I just need to like taken, I can't juggle any more bands. Sorry, taken. But I think people should learn drums, I suppose, so then I can chill out some more. But
Like how the Clada is, once you're taken, you turn it in, right?
Oh,
You need to get her like one with little drumsticks on it. It turns it inside and she's taken, man.
it'll just be like, no, oh. So just really strict time management, basically.
So what's going on with tour? Anything you guys want us to know about as far as dates that are coming up for you? Or?
The next biggest run, do you want to talk about Punk's biggest?
So there's I've helped put on some gigs in Bristol, and we're called the Bristol Scum Collective, and we put on like DIY non-for-profit gigs. So we're putting on Bristol Punk's Picnic this year. We're playing at that. The Menstrual Cramps are playing. Got some Anthrax UK, Disorder, members of Chaos UK playing, like Pizza Tramp. It's a really good lineup, and it's 70% like women and non-binary like singers or guitarists, it's like a really diverse lineup, and like it's all the bands are like quite different, but like are really great in their own way. So that's going to be our next gig, and then we're doing Punks for Palestine in November, and in between that and like New Year, I think we're just going to write some new songs, concentrate on that.
Talk to me about the Punks for Palestine thing, because I just interviewed somebody at WOMAD who she does hip hop, she does rock, she does a few different bands there, and was saying how the Palestinian music scene is really starting to emerge. They're finally starting to get some people who can come in and help with management, which seems to be their biggest problem, right? Like the musicians are there, they can get the equipment in, there's recording space, but they can't get people to do the management and the promotions side of the stuff. What's this event about?
So it's mainly for aid for Palestinians who are, just basically a charity for helping people out in Palestine who just really need it, unfortunately, and just trying to raise awareness of the situation out there. And you know, it could be any charity or anywhere in the world. It's just like they are being suppressed as a nation, and it's our duty to just try and do something about that, or like try and raise awareness, you know, no matter where it goes on in the world.
In Bristol, on the punk scene, there's a lot of nights in aid of some cause. Like we did one for homeless recently. We've done one
For refugees.
Yeah, women's charities we did. So
I think
there's quite
Menstrual
a
Cramps
big
are
scene
doing
on
one
that,
for Solidarity, Not Silence as well.
That's a great cause.
Basically, like King Blues singer, he's been like kind of like done for sexual assault, but now he's suing like these 5 women from other bands like within the music scene. So he's suing these 5 women. So it's like Petrol Girls, the Tuts, Auto Nomads, and so we're trying to do like raise some funds for their legal fees.
What's he suing them for?
Damnation of his name. Yeah, defamation. Yeah. So this has been going on for a while, but they weren't able to speak about it. So Solidarity, Not Silence was kind of like kicking around, but they couldn't actually talk about the case yet. But now it's on the Guardian, everything is all on there, you can just read it all. But yeah, trying to help them get some money for legal fees, basically. Yeah, so that's the next thing as well.
They're true punks, like that's the true punk spirit, is speaking out and like speaking up for things, and like not, you know, being threatened, you know, just, I don't know, just being true to yourself.
I think it's a bit different in the UK scene as well. We don't have that many punk bands that
quite
are rich
small.
and famous. It's not
Yeah.
like the USA where you have the pop punk and Warped Tour and all of that. There's not many famous
No,
rich
it's
punks. And
really
he was one
small.
of them, wasn't he? Because that band was very big for the 2000s, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
early 2000s, like 2005, I think.
And
Yeah.
the rest of it. So so there's not too many famous punks in the UK. It's usually underground, very DIY, you know. There is no sort of Warped Tour, Vans Tour kind of thing going on. You know.
Yeah. All the American bands just come
Yeah.
over anyway. We're like,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's quite rare, I guess. But I guess that's why it's quite a big thing as well. Like the UK is so small in comparison to the States. I think that's why it is like really impactful that people within our scene are like trying to do something together.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, the size is definitely manageable. When I was first planning my trip, I'm like, man, I'm going to be in the car for 15 days. And then I was like, wait, that's like half the time of driving from my house to San Diego.
If you go to the smaller cities in the smaller town, you go to punk gigs, though, expect to find something about the size of from here to the curtain or whatever, really small venues, sweat boxes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas you go to the USA and you say, oh, there's a bar gig on, and the bar is about as big as this hall, and that's a bar gig. Whereas we have to make do with little sweat boxes, don't we?
Yeah.
But the atmosphere is great. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Some
town
ways it's just
halls.
intimate,
Yeah.
you know, you're right there with the audience, they're right up against you, there's no stage, you're just in there doing it. Kind of like the intimacy of that, really.
And they love it. They're there because
Yeah.
they love it, and you're doing like they're into that music and they're into the scene, so they're just gonna dance 100%, you know, and really, really enjoy the show because they're not spoilt by loads of different options. So once there's like a punk gig on like near their like little town, everyone just dives in.
And they all communicate, so if there's date clashes, between 2 similar nights, they'll kind of work it out between themselves who's going to sort of reschedule. So there's a lot of thought goes into it, really, which is good, isn't it?
Yeah, appreciate you
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. It was great to meet you. Thanks for just giving